Hey guys, it is Jonah and I am back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my power rankings for American Idol from last Sunday's show and about where I see them falling for how they sung along with how I think America is going to vote them, like how many votes America will give all of them and how much I think America loves them and like which 10 I actually see moving on and who I just then there's a couple people that I think will move on that I don't have in my top 10. That's actually just my opinion, but I can definitely see a lot of these people making the top 10. This is gonna be an awful cut tonight, awful cut Sunday night, and I just don't. I'm ready for it just to see who makes it, but at the same time, it's gonna be a really bad, like a really sucky episode because it's gonna be probably one of the more emotional nights from a standpoint of we're losing 10 talented people on the show, and it's going to be really awful to watch that part of the show on Sunday night. So yeah. So yeah, guys, before I get into this video, if you guys like what you hear, please subscribe down below and like this video for more American Idol and The Voice content. And thank you guys for watching in advance. So yeah, before I actually go into my who I put at 20, I want to tell you guys that I'm sorry. I was trying to make this video sooner in this week, but I got a promotion at work, and I've been training all week. Sunday was my first day off this week, and today's my second day off, and I worked Monday night, then Tuesday, Wednesday, and yesterday morning. I worked till like 5 o'clock, from like 8 a.m. to like 5 o'clock each day, and I didn't have a lot of time to make content and think about who I want to be where in these power rankings. So thank you guys for understanding that, and let's get right into this. So at 20, I have Faith Becknell. So she sang Rivers by Bishop Briggs, and a River by Bishop Briggs, and I don't know. I believe one of the judges said it was their favorite cover of the song, but I didn't feel it. I think she had a lot of pitch issues, and she has stage presence, but I don't see her with that nice of a voice, in my opinion. Like, I think she's average, and I just don't, even after this performance, I still don't understand what the judges see in her from a standpoint of making the top 20. Like, she's good enough to be on the show, but I don't think she's top 20 worthy. There was other people that should have been, like Lauren Masidi, like, she definitely should have been on the show tonight instead of her, or on the show for the top 20 instead of her, and I think she doesn't have, I don't think she has a chance to make the top 10 tonight. I don't think there's a chance. And at 19, I have Nick Marico. He sang one of my favorite songs, and it's like I don't like him as a person that much, and he has like an average voice to me, but I liked the song choice, but I didn't like how he executed it. There was some pitch issues. I didn't like how he changed some of it up. Now I think I liked how he tried, but I don't think it was done properly. And I think there was spots where it was very iffy for me, and I didn't feel much emotion from it like I usually do when I hear that song, and I don't think he has much of a chance to make it through. I know he's already getting a lot of hate from a lot of people to begin with, and I don't think he showed enough in this performance to change people's minds about him, and I don't think he will be moving on, even though he is probably like he's eye candy for a lot of people, but I don't think he'll make it. If he does, that's the only reason why, is that people see him as eye candy and people like his looks, and with that stereotypical hot guy voice, which I don't find appealing at all. Like, I can't stand his voice that much at times, and it's just average for me. So I don't think he'll make it through. So at 18, I have Olivia Exemenes, and I'm not a fan of Billie Eilish to begin with, and I don't think she has the right voice to sing a Billie Eilish song. Like, she's more of a pop singer, but she's more of an upbeat. I was kind of surprised by the song choice. I thought she would sing a more upbeat song like Michaela did, and I was really kind of disappointed in a way. Like, she has some really good stage presence. She has a good voice, but I think for me it was just average. I don't see her standing out from the rest of the people on the show, and I feel like I've heard it before. Like, I don't feel like it's anything special from her voice wise, but like her stage presence, that's unteachable, and she really did a good job trying to showcase that, even at her house where she can't move around as much, but she still tried to, and she did have some good things in her performance that went well, but I think there was too many downsides for her to make it through. But I would be surprised if she makes it through on to Sunday night. So at 17, I have Dwayne Crocker Jr. So he probably had the most criticism from the judges out of any other person on the show. And I understand the criticism. Like, the song he chose doesn't fit his voice at all. He didn't have enough grit to sing that song. However, I really liked the way he changed it up to make it more of a upbeat, popish song that really, I think he tried to make it fit his own voice. I think he did a decent job with that. I feel like if he didn't add a lot of those just incredible runs, especially that one at the end, I think it would have been probably the worst performance of the night if he did not add even that, not just that last run, but like all over the song, he put in runs here and there that really impressed me, and it shows off his vocal ability. But I just don't see him making it through to the next round, even with that ability to make runs. But I do like that he had a Christmas tree up. It's hilarious. Like, it's like April, and he still has a Christmas tree up. It's hilarious. But other than that, I don't think he'll be moving on. I can't see him moving on. But any of these people who don't move on, they can't let it be a driving factor, a push factor away from their career. They have to let their time on American Idol push them farther into their music career and lead them farther and have it so they can have a more successful career. And I see a lot of these people doing that. I think he has talent, but I just don't think it's top 10 right now. So at 16, I have Sanaya Elise. So I was really kind of upset with the song choice because, and it's kind of selfish because, like, Makayla Phillips, I'm not sure if many of you guys know this, she was on America's Got Talent a couple seasons ago, and she sang Warrior in her audition, and it was probably the best cover of the song I've ever heard in my life. And at some point on the show, I was expecting Makayla Phillips to be the one singing this Warrior song, not Sanaya. And I don't think Sanaya did that good of a job with it. It was average to me. She did some stuff with it, but she sounded like an average singer to me. There wasn't anything special about her. I don't think the song choice was risky at all. Like, I think it was just a safe song choice, and for all those reasons, I have her lower. I think other people did much better, showcased more of their voice, and I see a slim possibility of her moving on to the top 10, but with other people being some more unique and talented, I don't. So right now, I can't see her moving on. I don't think she has enough vocal ability from that song. I don't think she's shown enough stage presence also for her to move on. I would be surprised if she does. So at 15, I have Alania Jester, and I think from a standpoint of just vocal ability, she's one of the better singers from the vocal standpoint. But from like a voice, like the vocal, like technique wise, she's good. But like outside of the voice, I don't know. She seems like she's forgettable in a way. Like, I don't know. Like, if you watch all 20 performances, you do something after a couple hours, and you come back and then think about performances you liked, I'm not sure if she would be one of the more memorable ones, and I'm not sure why. Maybe she doesn't have enough stage presence for me, or there's just something about her that just doesn't seem memorable for me right now. And she can sing. She's sang the heck out of the song, and I feel like if it was less people on the show, she'd have a chance still. But I think she definitely has a decent chance, not another slim chance, to make the top 10. But I just don't think she will. It will be gut-wrenching to see a lot of these people leave, but it has to happen. Someone has to go home. Only one can win, and it's God's plan. And if it's time for them to go, it's time for them to go. It is what it is. So yeah, at 14, I have Joven Webb. So Joven Webb, he is incredible. He has a really, really unique rasp to his voice, and it sounds almost like a desperation when he sings, and I love it. He sang it with A Little Help from My Friends, and that last part where he's saying that little, like, kind of like, it was like a raspy scream, that was one of the best things I've ever heard from him. It was so satisfying to hear, and I was stunned. Even if it was just like a short 2-3 seconds, it was still really, really, really incredible to watch. And I can't believe that there's probably a chance he won't make it through because of how talented this season is. Because he can sing, but I just don't know if, from a uniqueness and special standpoint, if he has enough to make it through to the top 10. He has a decent chance, I think, from now up to the rest of them. Any of these next 14 artists, in my opinion, have a decent chance to make the top 10. It's just a matter of what America feels. And I this is just where I think they did, and I love his voice. But I do think he could have chosen a song that showed off his range a teeny bit more, like Whipping Post did. But other than that, he killed it, and I hope that I get to hear more from him on the show, because he's one of the more special voices on the show in my opinion. But I don't think he'll be making it through, sadly. So at 13, I have Grace Lear. So she was higher up in my power rankings before the show, but the song she chose wasn't necessarily bad, but she kind of went back to country like I thought she was going to do. But I did not like the vocals. She was very pitchy at the beginning. Her low range, I'm not sure what was going on, but I didn't like her low range at the beginning of the song, and I thought it had a lot of pitch issues and like breath control issues, and it was just kind of all over the place. She kind of got it back together a little bit, and I think but the only reason why I have her so high is because she is in her own lane on the show. Like, she's the only girl country singer right now on the show this season, and previous 2 seasons we've had Gabby Barrett and then Lacey K. Booth, who fit that country singer-songwriter, for Lacey, singer-songwriter, country kind of vibe on the show, who there's always been that one girl who gets farther onto the show, and I think that may be her this season, because she is country and she is in her own lane, and that she will get votes from pretty much every single country fan out there, and I think that may prevail her in the top 10, but I do think there are more, just based on the performances from Sunday night, there are more people who deserve it more in a way, because they did a better job with the song they chose and how they did it, in my opinion. But I would not be totally upset if she makes it through, because I do think she's really good. So at 12, I have Michaela Phillips. So this may be surprising to some people, because a lot of people thought it was one of the better performances of the night. But I didn't like the song choice, and I didn't like the vocals all that much. Her stage presence is probably one of the best on the show, from just like a true performer wise. But I didn't see any from her vocals weren't very good. And if she makes it through, I think she needs to do a song that showcases her vocals more, instead of all these backup singers covering up her, because her voice kind of got covered up sometimes. I didn't hear a lot of it, and the only reason why I have her so high is because I know how popular she is on the show. Like, I had her at 4 in my power rankings before the show. She dropped the most because I didn't think it was that good of a performance. I was expecting her to sing a song that showcases her voice more instead of her ability to perform, in my opinion. I think that if she makes it through, that's what she needs to go back to. She needs to sing a song that showcases her vocals instead of her performing abilities. So yeah. At 11, I have Kimmy Gabriella. So I spent about 10-15 minutes just debating between her and Sophia James about which one I think will make it in to the top 10, because both of these people I think are in similar boats here, where they are talented and unique, but I think that Kimmy is a little lower on the power rankings, just because I think Sophia is a little more unique and has a really nice tone to her, and I think that because she has a brother that has a disability, and that she has a really good relationship with him, it's kind of like a sad story that will gain her more attention and votes, because everyone loves how much her and her brother have how good a relationship they have, and that they love that she's such a good sister to him, and that's a reason why she, I think, will be in the show. Sunday night singing in the top 10, because I do think that she has enough talent to do it, and I right now think that Sophia has a chance over Kimmy to make it. Kimmy's voice is more poppy. Kimmy has a larger range, but I think from a uniqueness standpoint, Sophia has an edge on Kimmy. So yeah, so those are my 10 and 11. And then now we're getting into the top 10, or inside the top 10 of people who I think will be making it through tonight. So Jess Sam, she's at 9. So a lot of people see her as top 5, and I definitely do too, but this is based purely off of performance from last night, along with how I feel like America's going to vote. And this one kind of felt, this ranking is not necessarily how America feels about her, but it's more about how I felt about the performance. And I loved the performance. I thought there was some vocal issues here and there, some pitch issues, but she's really emotional when she sings, and she knows how to do it well. And America seems to love her, and I don't see a world where she doesn't make the top 10. I think it would be crazy if she doesn't. She's one of the better talents on the show, and she's special, and she deserves everything that's coming for her. Growing up in the bad part, having to live on singing in the subway, that's tough. And she's overcome all that, and now she's on the show where she's one vote away from being into the top 10 of one of the best singing shows in the country. That's incredible. So at 8, I have Lauren Spencer Smith. So she sang the heck out of that song. I've heard better covers of that song, but I haven't heard it. But like it was a great cover. I've heard a couple better covers than that, but at the same time, I'm like, it wasn't awful. Like it was a solid cover. That song is a hard song to sing. You're kind of like belting the whole time. Breath control is an issue, and you can get tired easily when you're doing that, when you're belting for the whole entire song. And she did it justice. And she had a lot of, I was looking at like Instagram followers wise, and she has like 168K followers on Instagram, which is, I think, if I'm right, I think it's probably top 5 most followers. She's probably in the top 5 for most followers on Instagram. And I feel like a lot of people love her, and that she's very underrated, and that she will make it. I think she will make it to the top 10 because she seems to have a lot of fans. And even though but on the same time though, she lives in Canada, so people from her hometown aren't allowed to vote since they aren't from the U.S. And a lot of people who are in cities, a lot of people, whatever city they're from, a lot of people in that city end up voting for the contestant because they're representing their hometown. And that could be a downside to her eventually, is that she's not going to get those votes from her hometown because they can't vote. And I think eventually she'll leave, but I don't think it's going to be Sunday night. So at 7, I have Franklin Boone. So I am in love with Franklin's voice, and it's incredible that it's just so unique. And I really feel for him. So I'm not sure if you guys, when you're watching Performances, were wondering why there was so many people at his house. And that's because that isn't his house. So apparently his house, I guess, got infested with black mold shortly before this whole virus stuff came about. And he and his family were forced to evacuate. And luckily, I believe his brother took them in. And right now he's living at his brother's house. And that's why there was so many people there. He said that everyone's safe, that they're following all the guidelines, and that's the only reason why there's so many people there is because his brother took him and his whole family in because they didn't have a place to live. And I love that he has a close relationship with his family like that, to where they can do that. And I don't see him leaving Sunday night. I think he's one of the more unique contestants on the show. And as long as he continues to show off that, he will make it probably as far as he can. And I don't see him leaving before top 6, in my opinion. Like, I see him being in the top 6 because he just has that kind of tone where it's just so unique. And you think, like, his low range, when you hear low range, you don't think he can go high and sound good, and he can, and it's incredible to watch. So it'll be really interesting to see how far he goes along in this competition. But right now, I don't see him getting out before top 6, top 7. But yeah. So right now at 6, I have Louis Knight. So Louis Knight, he is incredible. And he has a lot of desperation when he sings because of his tone and pitch. And I love it. It's incredible. And he needs to continue to sing songs like the one on the piano, in my opinion, because that seems to where he shines. He seems to be really comfortable when he's sitting behind that piano. That's where he's sang his audition. That's where he's singing the last song. And I think those were 2 of his best performances. And right now, I don't see him leaving after that performance. There's no way he will leave. He's too incredible. And if he keeps picking good songs, I don't see a world where he doesn't make it through to the top 6, top 7, along with Franklin. Like, I don't see him leaving until a couple more episodes through. I'm not sure if I see him in the top 5 yet, because I think there is people who I think America has fallen in love with a little more, and people who are more unique in a way, people who have more better tones and just a special quality to them. But yeah. So at 5, I have Francisco Martin. So he, in my opinion, is going to be in the finale. But this is just based off of these top five, in my opinion, are all people who I think have a definite chance to make the finale. And these top five, in my opinion, can be ranked in any way you see them fit. But in my opinion, these are how I feel, I'm ranking them, just based off of last week's performance alone. Francisco, I think he needs to choose better songs that fit his voice a little more, because he's saying the song choice was risky. It was Katy Perry's song "Teenage Dream." At the beginning, it was really, really good, but towards the end of it, it sounded okay-ish to me. It wasn't bad in any way, but his voice is so unique, and America seems to have fallen in love with this guy, and they love how that it's a normal dude who gets nervous when he performs, and he shows that, everyone's nervous for an audition, but they just don't show it on the outside like Francisco does, because he's how nervous he is. And when he opened his mouth, it's like instant identity, and you can't believe what's coming out of his mouth after he was just so nervous. Like, there's nothing for him to be nervous about. He's so good. He should be confident to an extent with his voice, because he can sing and he's talented. And I definitely see him in the finale right now, and I don't think he will be going home before the finale. So yeah. So 4 is Arthur Gunn. So right now, if I had to choose, he would be in my top 2, because he has instant identity in tone, control, skill, and at the same time he's humble, and he's innocent in a way too, and I love that about him. He's very, I'm not sure how well he understands the music business. I'm not sure how long he's been singing for. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry about that, but yeah. So I don't know if he will win the show, because I see him as like an Alejandro type person where he's completely different from the rest of the contestants, but that from a standpoint of winning the show, maybe more people will like somebody else. I have heard a lot of people say that they don't hear a lot of newness to Arthur's voice, and that it's always the same. He sings the same type of song, and they don't hear any versatility when it comes to his voice. I think if I were Arthur, I would show off a more softer side of his voice in this next episode to show that he has more versatility than just going off with that little rasp in the higher range. He should sing a song that shows more power and softness at the same time, and I think that will help prevail him farther into the show, so people know that he can do anything. So yeah. So at 3, I have Dylan James. He's ready to be a star. Like, he could release a record right now, and many people would buy it. Like, it's insane. From the moment I heard him sing, I knew he was going to be in the top 10, and I still believe that right now, even after, because he had one of the best performances of the night. And I definitely don't see him leaving before the finale, in my opinion. Right now, I say he's top 4. I definitely say he's top 4 right now, and I don't see a world right now where he's not in the top 4, because of how talented he is and how much America loves him, and how much he's overcome to be here. Like, he literally, like, I think 3 years ago, I'm not sure how long it was, 2 years or whatever it was, he was going down a really bad path, and there could be a night where literally he would just die because he didn't want to live with himself anymore, and he would just kill himself. And that's sad, and I'm so happy that he overcame these struggles, and that he just decided to talk to his family, and that he changed his path and understood that he was going down a wrong path, and then he changed his mind instead. He changed what he was doing. He's sober now, and it's just incredible that he was able to change his life around like that, and it's very inspirational to other people who are dealing with this. And I think that he has identity in his voice, in that he has star quality, and I don't see him leaving soon. So at 2, I have Julia Gargano. So tone, and more tone. That's all you can take. Like, literally, like, she's incredible. Like, she's a star. Like, it's incredible to watch her sing. She sings songs that fit her voice well. And I haven't really heard her sing a pop-ish, like, more upbeat song yet. I feel like that could be really interesting if she does that. But I think that she should continue to stick with what she's good at and keep singing slower songs that fit her tone more, that allow her to show off her range more. I think that is what's going to carry her into the finale. And I definitely, right now, I think she is my favorite female on this show, and I think out of any other female, she has the best chance of making it to the finale. Her, Michaela Phillips, Just Sam, Lauren Hunter Smith, I think those are the people who you should be worried about making not worried, but looking out for to make the finale for the females wise. But like, there's better girls this season on the show like as a whole. But from like stars and people who I think are going to be in the finale, I think the guys are going to shine once you get down to the top 5. I think you will see at least 4 guys in the top 5 this season, with I think Julia being the girl. But we'll see what happens. And yeah, so at 1, I don't think there should be a debate just off of last night's performance. After last week's performances, Johnny West was the best, and I don't think he was very close. He literally, like, a lot of people were like dressed up. Even Arthur did something with, like, he like combed his hair and everything. Like, he like did his hair, but like Johnny West, literally, it looked like he just like rolled out of bed, sat down on the couch, played the piano, and just sang a song. Like, literally, he was wearing a sweatshirt, a hoodie. And I don't think he did. I think he was wearing a hat too. Like, literally, I'm not sure if he was wearing a hat or not, but he literally just like showed off. Like, he's so humble, and he can sing the heck out of songs. He is one of the best artists I think that's been on the show in a while, and there's no way he goes home on Sunday night. There's no way. Like, I may consider, if he doesn't make it through, I may consider not watching the show anymore, because that would just be. America, I don't think, I'm not sure if he goes home, America doesn't know what they're doing, because he will be, I think he'll be in the finale. I think after Arthur and Francisco, I think he has the 3rd best chance to win this whole show. That's how good he is. And like, his originals are so good. Like, he sang Moment in the Hollywood Week, that first song he sung that hasn't been released yet on iTunes. He has some other songs, Feel Like Myself, I'll See, and Call. All those songs I have downloaded and listened to, and they're amazing, amazing, amazing. And yeah, I definitely see him making the finale. So yeah, guys, that was my power rankings. I can't wait to watch Sunday. I am actually considering reacting to the top 10. Only reason why I didn't react last week to the top 20 is because I know myself, and that I figured that if I reacted to a couple of them, I was going to have to react to all 20 to make it fair for myself. And so now that it's down to top 10, I can do 10 videos and probably be fine. But yeah, so expect some videos Sunday night. I'm probably going to be releasing another video over The Voice here in a little bit today. And expect more videos to come, and I will try my best to. I'm hopefully going to be getting better hours at work this next week, so I'll have more time for content along with my schoolwork. So yeah, guys, if you guys like this video, thank you. If you guys like this video, please subscribe down below. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you.